Oh, baby! It has finally happened, can you believe it? We're playing Midnight Club Los Angeles on the Xbox One via backwards compatibility. So if you remember from my last upload, we were talking about winning Nikolai's 1969 Camaro SS. So once you win that car, then you can complete those 6 races in a muscle car, and then we can go and try and win Carol's car as well. So as you saw there, the 1969 Camaro SS at this point in the game, like I mentioned in my previous video, it's still locked. So being able to win this now, it's very, very competitive because we only have Group 1 vehicles unlocked so far. So the first thing you want to do is definitely go to the garage, and you're going to want to upgrade your starter car. Whichever starter car you have, it really doesn't matter. There's 3 starter cars, and then there's also one other car that can be purchased that's from Group 1 vehicles that's not a starter car, but they're all basically the same. They're all tuners, and I pretty much upgraded everything. I didn't want to spend all of my money because I wanted to save some of it for customization I want to do soon for sure, and also just to upgrade the 1969 Camaro to make that thing a complete monster. So this is the way that the performance shop looks for every single car, and you can see at the top left it has the class of the cars. There's obviously 4 classes, as you can see there, A, B, C, and D, and the Nissan 240SX starts in the D class, but now with these upgrades that I'm putting on, it's in the C class. So that's one thing you want to keep in mind. The class of the cars, it really does matter towards how difficult races will be. And you might also notice here, it's not a game-changing thing at all, because it doesn't matter which brand you use, the upgrades do the exact same thing. They're not going to increase your performance more using a different brand, but it's still cool that you can customize that and use brands that you might know or like, or maybe you use some parts on your own car in real life, whatever the case might be. So that's pretty cool. But that's pretty much it. Just make sure you upgrade your car a pretty good amount. It doesn't have to be fully upgraded, like I said. I mean, you're not even, most likely you won't even have all the upgrades unlocked yet. But what do you notice now about Nikolai? He's only medium difficulty, yellow. He's not orange, hard difficulty. Like you. Whoa, Nikolai, seriously? He's trying to damage up my car already, look at that. But that's the thing, like when you upgrade your car, it'll actually make the races you do easier. So that's why you want to save all your money in the beginning. I know it's so tempting to customize, believe me, I really want to customize my cars. But in the beginning, definitely save your money because it will help you when it comes to some of the more difficult challenges here in the beginning. So this is it, finally. Now, this is a best of 3 race series that we're doing basically against Nikolai. It's whoever wins 2 races first. This is the first one right here. You're going to see this race, and then you're also going to see the second race. And will you see a third race? Does it go to 3 races? We'll have to find out here. But the first thing that I wanted to mention, because this is something I don't remember at all about this game. Now, the Nissan 240SX, the sound of it, it's just so distinct, and I absolutely love it. Just being a starter car, this had to have been my favorite starter car in any racing game ever. It's just such a beautiful car. Once it's painted and upgraded and customized, it's really nice. But the car, I just love the way it drives too. But on top of that, after I put all these upgrades on and everything, I never realized before that the upgrades actually change the sounds of the car. And you might be thinking to yourself, if you're someone that used to play this game a lot, if you noticed it at least, what the hell's wrong with you, Stevio? How would you not notice that? To be honest with you, I don't know. I don't know how I didn't notice it. Maybe I just didn't remember. Maybe I wasn't really paying that close of attention to the sounds, because, to be honest with you, I didn't really used to pay attention to sounds of cars in the games, but after Forza Horizon 3, hearing all the distinct sounds and just like playing that game so much, it started to be something that I would kind of look for and listen for, I should say, when I'm playing different racing games. So that's one thing. This 240SX, it sounds awesome. It has like a blow-off valve, and just the acceleration sound is really cool. And man, when you start upgrading your cars, the game gets even more and more fun, I'll tell you. Now, it does get a little bit more difficult, and I don't think you've seen me do it yet, but when you're going faster, if you crash into like a building or another streetcar or something like that, they have actual wipeouts in this game. So there's going to be like a special camera, and you'll pretty much just destroy your car basically, but usually it takes a few wipeouts before you damage out your car. So that's the thing, like once you start racing faster cars in this game, you might be able to beat people pretty easily, but you need to know how to drive clean, and you don't want to make too many mistakes, because if you make mistakes, they are very costly in this game. Like wiping out, you lose a lot of time. So far, I've been able to manage to not do that, but the thing is, you know, this car's still pretty slow overall. It's definitely faster now that we put the gear kits on and some other upgrades, but the car is so much more fun to drive now with these upgrades. It's crazy how much more fun it is. It's just, it feels smoother to drive, like when you downshift, when you go around a turn and stuff like that. It obviously feels a little sluggish and weak coming out of those turns, but now it starts to pick up more and it'll downshift better. Like, I'm still playing in automatic. I might switch to manual just to see how it is, but I never played in manual before. I was looking through the settings and I may have tried it once or twice, but this game, it's just, I played 100% for fun, and I don't like to have to really try too hard, so automatic was always just what I used. But considering how much I loved manual in Forza Horizon 3, maybe that'll be the case with this game as well. So it might be something I'll try eventually, and I'm sure if I practice I'll get really good at it like I was, or like I still am with Forza Horizon 3. But this race is almost over. One other thing you might notice, as you start to go further and further into the single player, the races obviously start to get longer. This race is almost double the length of the other races that I did already, so I was like, man, these races are long, they take forever. So it was still so much fun though. And the 1969 Camaro, once you win it, like just hearing the sounds of it, it has like that muscle car rumble. Oh, it's so cool. So that was the first race, we won it. We're about to do the second race. I'm starting to get a little bit of a dry throat. It's a little warm in my house. My AC is fixed, don't worry, but it's pretty hot today, and we didn't have the AC on right away, so it's a little bit hot in my house. But I don't know what else to say about this game. If you've never played this game, hopefully just watching this gameplay and just hearing how I just love the game will at least make you want to try it. I mean, I think people were saying it's like $10 if you have Xbox Live Gold to buy it right on your console, but if you want to, you can go to somewhere like GameStop. I'm sure they have it for like $5 to $10 used just to try it. And this game, it's just, I don't know what it is about it. It's just the handling is easy and it's pretty simple to catch on to. I mean, obviously once you get, you know, faster cars, it's just difficult to kind of avoid traffic and stuff, because there can be a ton of traffic in this game. But like I said, if you just kind of approach the missions in the right way, if you do the easiest ones first, save up your money, upgrade your car, and do the more difficult challenges or the more difficult missions afterwards, it certainly makes it easier overall. So I did pretty good here overall. Now, right here again, what did I do? I used my nitrous because I realized I'm going through a gas station, so even though I can only have a maximum of one nitrous, now I still have another nitrous. So always remember that. If you're going by any gas station and you still have your shot of nitrous, just use it. Even if it's not really going to help you out all too much, like that situation right there. I was going around kind of like a turn, so it wasn't the most effective nitrous shot that I ever used in this game, but it still gave me a little bit more speed and helped me with my time a little bit. So always remember that. Really good, really effective little tip. And man, this game, playing it on the Xbox One, I'm pretty sure it's exactly the same. I don't really notice a difference. Let me know if you notice a difference, like just from you playing or you switching. The only thing that I could think of that might make a difference is just depending on if you used HDMI on 360 or not, because obviously in the Xbox One we have HDMI cables that we use to connect to the TVs, and it's definitely going to give you a better picture. So if you didn't have that for 360, you should notice a huge improvement. But me personally, I use the same HDMI cable from my Xbox One for my Xbox 360. So, and one other thing I figured I'd mention, because this is something I had to figure out because I've never done it before and I didn't even realize. Before I say that though, right up here, make sure when you do this race that you take this shortcut, especially if Nikolai's closer to you. I had a pretty good gap on him, but now right here on the left though, there's a collectible right there. See, I passed it and I was like, oh, it's like, I couldn't like stop, obviously. I don't want to risk losing the race, but there is a collectible right there. So when you do this race, if you remember to, try and take that shortcut and get that one. I'm gonna have to go back and get that later, but What was I saying? What was I saying? Oh yeah, switching your game save from Xbox 360 to Xbox One. Now, I had my stuff on the hard drive on my Xbox 360, so it's kind of weird because you can't just transfer it over, it seems like. You have to actually save it to the Xbox Cloud, which I'm sure a lot of people have done already, but I never used it. So when you transfer it to the cloud, right when you go onto the Xbox One, it automatically will just go on there. So I did want to mention I apologize for not getting this video up yesterday on June 7th when this game officially became backwards compatible on the Xbox One. But that whole situation and having to download the game on my Xbox One and all that stuff, it took way more time than I thought, and my schedule got messed up, and then I just didn't have the time to play it, so had to come to today, but that's alright. I enjoyed my day yesterday, and the weather has been beautiful. I've been outside a lot, so I hope everyone's been enjoying the weather. It's gonna get hotter and hotter, and right now we're finally seeing like that spring weather, so it's really nice. But you see here, easily won both races. I'm telling you, upgrade your 240SX. This thing's a ton of fun to drive, and it will win you races in the beginning. It's a great starter car. So we won the series. We won the first 2 races out of the 3 possible races. Didn't even go to the 3rd race. Come on, Nikolai. You told me I had 0 chance to win this car. What happened? But you see, we still have money now. We have our 240SX upgraded. And now we got the 1969 Camaro, baby. So this thing, I love it. I can't wait to show you guys this thing. I'm going to customize both of these cars soon and show you it. And it was weird here. Look at this little animation that happens after this. I went out, it's about to show me this. I'm like, what the heck? Why'd I just get bumped? Yo, look at this traffic car. Come on now. Man, everybody's trying to damage me out. But really hope this helped everyone out. Thanks for watching. Peace.